나는 누구인가 평생 물어본 질문 아마 평생 정답은 찾지 못할 그 질문.
Hi guys, I'm Jay living in Seoul. Today I'm gonna talk about intro persona, the first song to open BTS album Map of the Soul persona. RM said he was good at objectifying himself. In order to objectify yourself, you need to become an observer and look at yourself from various perspectives. It seems that a person can maintain comfort and stability when the gap between the inner self and the evaluations of others is not too big. In this song, RM went out his concerning about external evaluations such as numerous compliments and criticisms he receives from people, and he also describes how he agonizes about himself. Today I'm gonna pick some words or expressions of Korean lyrics and take a close look at the meaning, and through that I'm gonna find out what he is trying to say in the song. 1. Dog and pig means frivolous and greedy. Comparing dogs and pigs to someone, it means they're stupid and greedy. In Korea, a high-ranking public official has been controversial in the past for saying the public is like dogs and pigs. It sounded very disparaging and contemptuous of the people. But RM says he doesn't know if he's a dog or a pig. It seems to show that he is confused amid the numerous praise and criticism. Since the gap between the numerous evaluations and gazes on him is very large, he seems to be trying to determine the authenticity of the words in his own way and evaluate him himself. In the Bible, there is a phrase, "Do not cast pearls before swine." In Korea, there is a saying, "A pearl necklace on the neck of a pig." This means that pigs never look beautiful with it because they don't know its value. He didn't say he was a pig, but before he knew who he was, people hung necklaces on him. In order not to fall for other people's sugar-coated compliments, he tries to thoroughly see and analyze him. The following kakte is a spitting sound. It shows that he noticed even the compliments were hypocrisy. 2. Did he drunk and speak up with childish courage? He always thinks about the essence and his starting point, and he doubts everything he hears and what he says. Regarding those words, he says it's like chigi. Chigi means childish courage. However, the pronunciation is a little similar to chigi. Chigi is a feeling buzzed or tipsy. He is saying that the feedback he received or what he said may be trivial things like the childish words of a drunk person. 3. He called himself "someone like me" self-mockingly. The word 따위 means such as, just like. The similar word for the meaning is 같은, and it is neutral expression. However, 따위 degrades the object to be pointed out. Even if you don't add other words or explanations to this word, the object you point to is the nuance of saying, "It's not fair, you are not qualified." 나 means I or me, 따위 is someone or something like, and 무슨 means what. But when these words are combined, it means I'm not good enough or not qualified to talk about music, truth, calling, or muse. He is giving a harsh evaluation and criticism on himself. I don't think he always does like this. I think this is one of the necessary process he goes through to objectify himself. 4. He rolled around disgustingly with regrets every night. It is only himself who pays attention to his clumsiness and lack and suffers from it. I'll interpret these lyrics as it is in a sentence. He rolls around every night, and it was regrets that stick to him and make him suffer. And here is the word 징그럽게. Its meaning is grossly, disgustingly, which is usually used to refer to wriggling insects in rotten food. At the same time, however, it also means seriously, fiercely, desperately. In other words, he suffered and was tortured for many nights, regretting numerous trivial things that were insignificant to others. 5. What he wanted was to vomit his mind. Persona is a social self, which is not necessarily one, but can vary depending on the situation. He also lists in the lyrics how he is seen. Among them, he says there is a me he created himself, and he said he made it to 토로하다. 토로하다 can be simply translated into like speak someone's mind, express one's feeling. But this word is a little deeper. 토로 is a combination of two meanings. 토 means vomit, and 로 means dew or essence. So 토로 means vomiting to the point where the essence from the heart comes out. In other words, it means that whatever it contained in it, such as frustration or sadness in the heart, is drawn deep inside, shown and shared. It seems that he wanted to communicate with people by showing his inner self. What's interesting here is that even this is not ego, but persona. To express himself, he is also saying that he made himself. I think it should be noted here that persona is natural as a social self and should not be interpreted as pretense or hypocrisy. I think it's good to perceive your various personas that inevitably exist and observe and refine the gap with the inner ego so that it doesn't widen too much. 6. What he really wants is 3 words that end in 도.
속여왔을지도 뻥쳐왔을지도 부끄럽지 않아 이게 내 영혼의 지도.
The first one is 지도, map. Interestingly, 지도, map has the same pronunciation as maybe. These two of 지도 are maybe. This 지도 is map. He is looking for his map of the soul. He himself has been trying in his own way, but he thinks he may have deceived himself. But he is not ashamed of the process because it is the path he has taken. He recognizes such a process as the process of finding his inner self, the map of the soul. The second thing he doesn't want to lose is 온도, his own temperature. He doesn't have to be too warm or too cold. He just needs to be himself.
가끔은 위선적이어도 위악적이어도 내가 걸어두고 싶은 내 방향의 척도.
The third is 척도. 척도 has meanings such as parameter, criterion, standard, and measure. So he is declaring that he will have his own parameter and standard for finding his direction. 7. Did he make or craft his persona?
내가 되고 싶은 나 사람들이 원하는 나 네가 사랑하는 나 또 내가 빚어내는 나.
Here he once again lists his various personas, but the difference is that he said earlier that he made or created a persona, but this time he crafted it. 빚다 can be translated to make or create too. Actually, it is almost same, but the difference is 빚다 sounds a little more sincere and focused on the process. It is used to describe shaping mud or dough with hands. It sounds every corner of the finished product was touched by his choice and hands. That doesn't mean it's perfect or great. However, it means he is creating himself and devotes himself to the process. He once said that all of his wounds in his past were his constellations. Like that, he says in the lyrics that laughing, crying, me that others want, and me that I want are all parts of him. One of the reasons I like this song is that he described his inner thoughts and agony so well. Efforts to keep the balance by himself being the correct answer so that he does not collapse by other people's criticism or lose himself by others' praise seem great and cool. This song gives us a hint on how we should look at ourselves too. That's it for today. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and set the notification. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!